From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather, live at 5.
Sunny skies across the Tennessee Valley on this Thursday afternoon. We're still clear as we head into the early evening. Here's a live look from Lawrenceburg on the Arctic Air Skycam network, showing a beautiful sunset out there as we look off to the southwest. Still on the warm side, even this late into the afternoon compared to what we've been for, honestly, the past week or so since the first part of last week. We're still 52 degrees here in Lawrenceburg. Dew point is 33. West wind at 7 miles per hour. Slide down to the Shoals. Here's Florence from the University of North Alabama. 54 degrees currently with a dew point of 34. West-northwest wind currently at 8 miles per hour as we look southeastward from the University of North Alabama atop Rivers Hall back toward Wilson Dam and the 360 grill out there. Clear skies, and we will be mainly clear tonight with one exception. Slight chance of some freezing fog. We'll talk about the forecast here in just a minute. These temperatures, honestly, at 5 o'clock have been warmer than what we've been for daytime highs for much of the past week to week and a half across the area. Honestly, since Sunday and Monday of last week, we're in the low to mid 50s still. Most of us were in the mid to upper 50s for daytime highs this afternoon. Muscle Shoals almost hit 60 degrees, and I think it's going to be similar tomorrow, if not a degree or two warmer across the area before rain moves in near and after sunset. We're quiet across the Tennessee Valley. Barely any cloud cover at all today across any part of the area. Clouds will increase as we head into our Friday with rain knocking on the door as we head into Friday evening. Here's Futurecast this evening showing clear skies across the area. Light winds and dry air allow us to efficiently cool overnight, getting down into the upper 20s and lower 30s. And then as the temperatures cool down toward the dew point, toward daybreak, we may see some patchy fog out there, and because temperatures will be in the upper 20s and lower 30s after midnight, some of that fog may be some freezing fog. Now, you may wonder what freezing fog is. That's simply fog that occurs when the temperature is at or below freezing, allowing the water droplets to freeze on contact of surfaces. Now, we're not expecting that to be widespread, so I'm not expecting hazardous problems out there in a widespread sense. Just be aware, especially between about midnight and 6 a.m., that there may be a slight sheen of ice on bridges and overpasses, but not really enough to cause big problems. Just be aware of that. As we head into Friday morning, we're still mostly clear to partly cloudy, but clouds rapidly increase as we head through the day. A stronger south wind, gusting at times as high as 20 to 25 miles per hour tomorrow. Daytime highs in the mid to upper 50s. A few folks briefly hitting 60 in North Alabama. And then towards sunset or just after that, rain showers start to move into the area. Maybe some locally heavy downpours or an isolated rumble of thunder overnight and through the morning hours of Saturday, but no severe storms are expected. We'll start in the mid 50s or so, maybe upper 50s during the morning to midday hours of Saturday. But as we get toward the lunch hour and just after that, our big Arctic cold front starts to move into the area. So temperatures by the afternoon will be dropping out of the 50s into the 40s. We reach the mid-20s here for Saturday night into Sunday morning. And the warmest we do for Sunday is near the freezing mark, if not just below that. And then big-time Arctic air moving in here for the first half of next week, moderating some as we head toward the latter part of next week. But this air is going to be coming from Siberia, originating from northern parts of Russia, crossing the Arctic Circle into Canada over the next few days, being driven southward into the United States by high pressure at the surface over the northern plains, and a big dip in the upper level jet stream across the central and the eastern part of the United States that drives that Arctic Siberian air southward into the deep south. And what that means locally, you saw the temperature trend. That's going to mean highs in the 20s for the first part of next week, and maybe down low to mid-20s for some of us, and overnight lows well down into the low to mid-teens. A couple folks could briefly be knocking on upper single-digit overnight temperatures. Wind chills into the single digits or lower, which is in the dangerous range for our local area here because that increases the risk of hypothermia, especially since we don't see that too often. It's nothing we've never seen before, but it's not something we see too terribly often around here. Yes, the chance of some wintry precipitation is still on the table for next week, but way too many questions versus answers. And honestly, the trend in the data the last 24 hours has been from maybe that to stay off to the south of our area. That could still come back north, so we'll watch it carefully. But for now, things have started trending south of our area. We'll watch it carefully. But the big story is the cold for next week. Not cold tomorrow, knocking on the door of 60 degrees for several of us, and a few folks in North Alabama may briefly hit 60 degrees in the afternoon. A warm, windy day, especially compared to the last several around here. Increasing clouds, and as we get closer to sunset, and just after that, showers start to move in, a more steady rain overnight. That tapers off through the morning to midday hours of Saturday. We start in the 50s for the morning hours of Saturday, fall into the 40s by afternoon. Arctic air arriving Saturday night into Sunday, and the downright cold as we head into at least the first half of next week before temperatures moderate just a little bit toward next Thursday and next Friday. There's Look Your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock with another check of your local weather.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.